Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Hakwadash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect, back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Another quick spiritual observation. You see what's going on now. We try to move with a certain level of wisdom through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. So, I don't know if this video is a skit or not. I know for sure there's been videos that have came out where our people are doing just all manners of just craziness and folliness and wickedness with these corpses. You know what I mean? So again, I don't know if it's real or not, but there are definitely times where we've seen our people, take the corpse, drive around with it, take it in the club, put weed in his mouth. All right, and this is the lowest of the low that I think our people can go when it comes to playing with death like this, man. All right, but you see it, man. Again, I don't know. It doesn't matter if it's a skit or not. Then you see those children. Again, I don't know if it's a skit, but the children always be looking crazy. Like they have no idea what's going on, man. And this is why there's generations and generations upon generations of our people just destroyed, man. It starts with the quote unquote leadership, with that supposed to be a Yahweh Shah, the Israelite man, Israelite woman, Israelite child. But that Israelite man of our nation, majority of them, they're not serving Yahweh Hashem Shah, not coming in the fear of the Lord. So they don't have no wisdom, and then the women follow. And then you see that destruction. Because if there was any real men up in there, that bullshit wouldn't be going on. You know what I mean? I don't care. I mean, and I guess, man, sometimes I guess maybe the individual that's unalived, maybe he requests this type of behavior. But again, if you're a real man, what the Lord say, let everything be done decently and in order. That stuff that's going on up in there, all that twerking on a corpse. I'm using that word, make it more dramatic. That's not decent. Definitely not in order. Twerking in public. All right, so that's against the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments for his children of Israel to be behaving like that, man. All right, we're supposed to be above that, peculiar. All right, not like these other nations. That's the type of behavior we'll see Esau them doing, or Ham doing, or whatever they like to do with their people who are unalived, man. There's a certain way that we dealt with our unalived people of our nation, man. All right, and it wasn't having them on display and twerking, all right, on him, or again putting weed in his mouth, or take him into the club, or driving around the city with him. Seen it all, bro. These are real things that have actually happened in Babylon the Great with our people. They've actually done these things, man. I believe it was a video. We thought it was here in Babylon the Great, but it turned out to be somewhere else. But it was just a group of young, again, I don't know if they were Hamites or Israelites. They was black, dark-skinned folk. Man, they just bust up in the funeral parlor and took the casket out with the guy in it. We've seen bodies drop out, and that's, now stuff like that be from the Lord, and that's the spirit of the Lord mocking whoever that individual is and that individual's family. If the Lord let your body, all right, fall out the casket, man, come on, man. That's embarrassing. That's disrespectful. Like, that's the Lord disrespecting you and your family, man, because you probably was a wicked behind individual of our nation. The Lord do stuff like that. You don't know the depths of the wrath of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, man. There's physical pain, there's mental pain, mental confusion, man. Just being played in the mind mentally is enough to have you wanting to unalive yourself, man. So this is, these things, this understanding is we persuade men. Hey, man, don't play with Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. This type of behavior is way off, man. We're merciful, and we don't try to come at our people like we're perfect, man. We're guilty of the same transgressions our people are. The difference is we're making forth that decent effort to change, man. All right, that's some of the lowest of the low. Again, not justifying it, but we do understand some transgressions more than others. Are you stealing in the name of actually feeding your family? It's understandable. You coming up in a quote unquote synagogue with a unalived person in there, and you're twerking on them, doing, you know what I mean? If she'll do that, you know she'll take it to the next level. If she's that low down for whatever reason, money request, and she'll do that, all right, then you know what I mean. All right. And there's people, that do that, man. And I guess I would say the name of that act of messing with unalive people. All right, but you know how YouTube is. But there's an actual name for that, man. And that's likened unto that, even with our young men when they rap about it and they talking about they're smoking on these unalive people. That's a spirit of, and they always was talking about how rock and roll, I don't know who it was, Ozzy Osbourne, maybe one of those guys. It might have been him, but when he bit the head off a bat one show or whatever, or he would do it at shows, man. And or they talk about Eminem and how he raps about, his mother and all that shit. Well, Jake, you do the same thing. It's just you got that salt, and I guess it sounds a lot cooler. But what's the difference between what Eminem rapped about when he first came out with all that shit with his mother, and how he wanted to unalive her and things like that? What's the difference between what Jake does? Man, he does the same thing on a daily basis here in Babylon the Great in real time with the whole "I want to unalive you" music. You know, busting at the ops music. It's the same thing, man. And they can get graphic as well. So this type of behavior, this type of mindset is why the Lord is getting ready to bring Jacob's trouble amongst Jacob, man. All right, because enough is enough, and our people have reached the bottom of the barrel. Just with the help of this internet, which was given to us by Yahweh Shema Shah for the elect's sake. All you gotta do is just do a little bit of digging, and you'll see just how low our women have become. And I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm talking about low, 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 low. Like I'm very confident, man. If, even nah, I mean, this is Isaiah 3:9. um The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin. Let me go to verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined, and our people, hey, we're ruined, man. And Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord. They're not keeping the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments, not regarding, don't even care, not even trying to make a effort, period. All right, to provoke the eyes of his glory. So our people are provoking Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh, not taking heed to the warning and coming upon the earth with that type of behavior. That's what we're doing. That's the example we're making for our nation. That's why, you know what, truth be told, all this black fatigue shit, and look, man, if we was keeping the Lord's, to the best of our ability, keeping the Lord's law to the best of our ability, Yahweh Shemashah would have been with us, man. When them people talk about us, guess what? Man, it's so much truth to that. I ain't saying it's 100% truth, but it's probably about 95 of the stuff that they say about our people is actually true, man. We can be some vain ass, disgusting, mean, and we could go people, man. We supposed to be exact opposite. Some simple, loving, give you the shirt off our back, will speak to you just for existing type of people, man. All right, but look how low and how far our people have changed when it's the exact opposite. When you got people of other nations that act more down home than our own folk, man. All right. All this fake ass Southern hospitality is supposed to be in the so-called South. We definitely understand you Israelites scattered throughout New York and stuff in LA, California. Y'all always seem to have attitude with everybody. But we grew up in the South, man, where the Lord had us in our captivity. It is supposed to be, cool, calm, and breezy around here. Please. Not in these last days, it ain't. All right, but again, Isaiah 3 and verse 9, the show of their countenance does witness against them. And here's the point: and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. And like especially our women, you know what I mean, when it comes to their whoredoms and things like that. Our men too, with their depths of their wickedness, they're not hiding it, man. They're, it's one thing to do your dirt right and try to hide it from your brothers and sisters, or think that you're hiding it from your Yahweh Shem Shai first and foremost, and try to hide it from your brothers and sisters of your nation, man. That's one thing, man. And the Lord will deal with you trying to hide it accordingly, man. But it's a whole nother when you're coming before Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, and your brothers and sisters and boasting in your wickedness, man. No shame. Like you, I mean, it is what it is. I use Cardi B. I know she's in the news lately with all this baby by this guy, that guy. I don't keep up with it. But I mean, it's plenty of times where she herself has talked about her own personal hygiene and how it be lacking, no shame, man. Back in the day, a woman, you wouldn't even, she would probably try to deny it, maybe, or it definitely wouldn't get on camera herself and be talking about her anatomy, and definitely the stench that's coming from it, man. That's that lack of shame. This is what we're talking about. They declare their sins. They hide it not. So much so that they boast in it. So much so that they'll do sin. I'm talking about our own people, man. They'll do sin and then boast in it. Like, what you gonna do? This is tempting the Lord, man. Hey, this is tempting Yahweh Bahashim Shai. And we have tried to tell our people through the Spirit what's gonna happen. All right, it's all fun and games until it's not. Right back to the BS, man, because they got those food stamps or whatever. But just a couple, days or weeks ago, our people were damn near in an uproar. The woman was in an uproar, and she was threatening everybody. Everybody was getting ready to catch it because of this, man. All right, they're playing with you, Jake. Just the same thing they did during the time of the stimulus, man. Right before that first stimulus came out, I remember we was in some financial, situation. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was some BS with the government happening then, and then screw, they came out of nowhere, to save the day, man. All right, so they got the quote unquote money. They got enough money to not have a one single homeless person in Babylon the Great, but this man is wicked. This is what we're trying to tell our people through the Spirit. You should be able to see this because it's not making sense now. And his own people, Esau Edom's own people, is starting to see it. That's why the scriptures speak about Egyptian against Egyptian, man. Nation against nation. Yeah, even, people of their own nation are going against their own nation, man. Even Esau Edom against his own people. They're starting to see it. Not going to regard their kings nor prince going into the government. All right, the people are not going to regard it no more. Why? Because they're seeing it. The Lord is starting to reveal this man is wicked. It don't make no sense. Where y'all getting this money from? Why is this an issue? Why, like, government shutdown? What the hell even is that? Democratic, Republican, regardless of that BS, why is there ever a point in time where the government has to shut down? You guys are not mature, not wise enough to, to understand the severity of that. Why money is going to, but look at all the money that goes to BS sports and all that shit. That new sports complex in Nevada, man. Come on, man. $1 billion here, $1 billion there for these arenas, these stadiums, this bullshit for these movies and stuff like that. But there's an issue with one person of your society. There's an issue. Esau Edom, you don't know how to rule, man, because you're doing it in the name of wickedness, pride, vanity, greed, man. All right, if you would breathe, all right, and stop chasing money and stop trying to, have this wild man experience, you will understand and be able to see people, all right, understand people, understand society, and understand love a little bit, better, and actually care and develop, a set of laws, statutes, and commandments that would benefit society, and other than destroying it. All right, this book of Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, going into foolish as well. Stupid, we call them. All right. So the Lord's people, you Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, so-called. All right. The Lord is telling you, hey, you're foolish. Look at that behavior that we just saw, man. Hey, you're foolish to not come in the fear of the Lord, man. Put forth that decent effort. All right, when the end is right around the corner, man. All right, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, so they are very, very wise to do evil. Very, very understanding how to do it. Even know how to scam you, man. Jake know how to load up and know the caliber, and you know what I mean, to get you off the earth, man. Very wise to do evil. Know how to stash the vehicle, burn it up, or whatever needs to be done. However they rock, I wouldn't know. All right, but to do good, they have no knowledge, man. To serve Yahweh Shema Shah, they have no knowledge who they are, who the Lord is, who his son is. They have none of this knowledge, even though it's being presented to them on a daily basis. On a daily basis, pretty much on a 24/7 basis here, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Lord has His word going out 24/7, man. 7 days a week, all day, every day. You just got to find it through the Spirit. But again, here we are at the end of the world, basically in a burning building, a burning earth. We can just see the fire before it hits. That's all. The fire is coming. Where here we are, we're trying to get out of this burning building, burning planet, and our people are just partying. And some people are going back into the building. Some people, right, were fortunate enough to get out, and then they went back into the burning building, man. Now more than ever is the time to be able to see that. You should be able to see the smoke. We're giving alarm. There's smoke, right? You should feel the heat, man. You know what I mean? Or the fire. Why would you want to party and party and party in a burning building, man? And they're not going to move and respond accordingly until the fire actually hits them. Mm-hmm. And before that, the physical fire I'm talking about is the fire of adversity that our people are not going to be able to overcome, and they're going to be compromised, and they're going to take that MOTB, man. All right, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we have prepared for through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashai. Many days, man, Akim that have came before us, you know, um, for a time like this. So it's very exciting. We just gotta hold on, man. We just gotta hold on. But our people, they finna get dealt with because we've had enough. And if we've had enough, obviously Yahweh Bashim Shai been had enough, man. When we starting on a daily basis, that's why the script, what wisdom drives a wise man mad. All right. We got Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil. Yep. So because they haven't seen the judgment that we speak of, all right, they haven't seen the judgments that the prophets that were before us spoke of, man. All right. Our people are coming at spirit, Esau, Edom, our enemies, the rest of these nations that we speak of as well. They're all tempting Yahweh Shema Shah because ain't nobody coming in the fear, ain't nobody reverencing Israel, the true Israelites. So everybody's tempting the Lord, man. It's not coming in the fear of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah. All right. So yeah, because the Lord hasn't judged, that sister. I don't know, when that video was, but you know what I mean. The bulk of our people haven't gotten judged. Just like the women, man. Like we went first. That's why you see so many of our men down on their luck in prisons. It's part of our punishment. The fact that our women of our nation can look down upon us and call us a nigga, right? With that type of spirit, you know what I'm talking about. That's part of the wrath of the Lord, man. We lost our power over our women, man. The Lord gave dominion to that woman, man, over us. So we just look weak, and because we're not in our perfection, we're subject to payments, man. Still, any little bit of mistake can cause a woman to look at us just like we're nothing but a measly nigga. And it sucks, but a part of that's true, man. In relation to our perfection, we are. Shit. Now it don't give Eve the right because she's weaker than us. She's less than us, man. So you know what I mean? She should keep her mouth shut, but we are just measly niggas in relation to Yahweh Bashem Shai and in relation to that coming glory that we're gonna receive, those new bodies. So hey, we just gotta hold on, man. And then we'll leave it in Zechariah 13 and verse 8. And because of their continued wickedness, this is the precept for the 2/3. This is why we say, hey, 2/3, 2/3, man. This is Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein, man. And I will bring the third part through the fire. That's that 1/3 of the nation of Israel, okay, being brought through that fire of adversity, okay. And we're going through it now, and we'll see it intensify and intensify until it's all done. And we'll real And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall come in my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God, man. All right, you got to know the name of the Lord, man. Who's your God? You're calling upon an idol still. This is probably not that 1/3 or that one part is probably, you're not probably gonna fit that prophecy. You may fit the prophecy of the 2/3 if you're not coming in the correct spirit, in which we are constantly teaching you to come in through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Till next time, Shalom.